woman claimed to have graduated from Clemson University, although, in fact, she dropped out. She also wrote that she had passed the test and received permission to become a foster parent, which was also not true. Molly was the type of person who couldn't live without constant lying and who was often caught lying. However, Jason had no idea about anything. On the contrary, it seemed to him that he had finally found what he needed. The future au pair agreed to move to Ireland and take care of Sarah and Jack. She lived in Knoxville, Tennessee, and flew to Ireland on March 10, 2008. Everything initially went wrong according to plan. When Molly went through customs, she was actually denied entry because she bought a one-way ticket only. Problems with the migration service arose because Molly did not know how long she would stay in a foreign country, and she did not have a special work visa. In the end, she managed to settle the issue and get permission to enter. Jason asked his good friend to meet Molly. Later, this acquaintance said that when she first saw the future nanny, she realized that this was not what Jason needed. Molly was young, beautiful, and dressed like she was running for Miss America. But Sarah and Jack got used to it pretty quickly, and it seemed like everything was going fine. The nanny took care of the children, and Jason was calm. After a while, the relationship between Jason and Molly became closer. The man began to invite the babysitter on dates. But first, we need to tell you about Kit, Molly's American boyfriend. They dated for several years before Molly decided to go to work in Ireland. Keith later insisted that they hadn't even broken up before. He also stated that Molly had mental health problems, and on the eve of her acquaintance with Jason, she was discharged from a psychiatric hospital. According to Keith, the young woman was not suitable to go to another country and raise children who had lost their mother. Molly told Keith that she wasn't going to stay there for a long time, and it was strange because she told Jason something completely different and assured him that she wanted to get a job as an au pair for a long time. After living in Ireland for 2 weeks, Molly contacted Keith and informed him that she would not come back. Apparently, in those days, Molly made a firm decision to cut Keith out of her life, which hurt the guy to the core. But let's watch the development of the relationship between Jason and the nanny he hired. Dating someone who lives under the same roof with you, but whom you still know very little, is somewhat strange and problematic. Jason himself understood that the situation was not ideal, but he was comforted by the fact that Molly got along well with the children, and everything was going well. The kids got attached to the babysitter. From the outside, it looked very nice and did not cause any fears. Relations between the young were developing rapidly, and yet their candy bouquet period did not last long, as evidenced by the couple's electronic correspondence. A few months after Molly arrived in Ireland, Jason asked her to come home for a while and be with her relatives. He wrote to her about this in an email. Jason admitted that he did not want their relationship to develop so quickly. It had only been 2 years since Meg died, and he wasn't sure he wanted to get married again. This answer, of course, upset Molly, and she wrote Jason some unpleasant words. In the end, it was decided that they would continue dating, but only Jason would be more comfortable if Molly moved to another apartment when she returned to Ireland and got another job. Molly agreed, but in the end it never happened. She did not move out, but still lived in her lover's house. One day she made it clear that she no longer wanted to be where Meg once lived. More. Molly said she felt like a shadow of a dead woman. After much persuasion, Jason agreed and sold the house on the 3rd anniversary of Meg's death.